This is the reading comprehension of literary text, grade 4, English language arts. Estimated time, 1 hour. The goal is that students will read a given passage to identify and determine the major order of events that will take place in the story. Instructional goals. Students will be given 3 different reading passages ranging in difficulty. The first one is Robin in the Woods, Lexile 700, and there are 972 words. The Floating Classroom, Lexile 610, there are 668 words. A New Home, Lexile 480, 296 words. Students will then determine the order of events that take place in a story in their readings. After reading the passage based on their grouping, students will use a sequencing change worksheet, graphic organizer, drawing / posters, cutout illustrations that have or are manipulatives, etc., to illustrate their understanding of events in a correctly sequenced order. Prerequisites. Students should use decoding, fluency, and vocab skills to connect ideas between sentences to understand the whole text. Anticipatory set. Before the lesson begins, the objectives will be read, because if they don't know what they're supposed to be able to do after the lesson, we don't have a goal to work toward. Reading the objective gets students ready for instruction. Asking questions and reviewing past instruction will also help get the students ready to learn. Connecting the information to real-life events is a way to grab students' attention. Students will begin to use background knowledge. Providing a plethora of materials, students will be given a physical copy of their reading passages. For students in the approaching level group, their passage will also be displayed on the smartboard. Speech to text via Chromebook will be provided as well. Additionally, I would present students with a completed sequence event worksheet from a reading passage. I'm sorry, my throat is very dry. Process differentiation. Tiered activities. Students will be grouped based on their academic levels and needs. Approaching grade level, at grade level or meets, and above grade level or masters. Depending on placement in groups, students will receive reading passages ranging in difficulty or rigor. Approaching grade level will be assigned Bring Your Pet Day Disaster, 510 words. It requires less difficult independent reading, includes supportive strategies such as a graphic organizer in the form of a flowchart, and it will be incorporated to assist students organize information and better process information, as well as assist in comprehending passage and sequencing of events. At grade level group or meets. On grade level reading, they'll be assigned The Best Vacation Ever, which is 560 words. They have no manipulatives or graphic organizer, but they'll be able to reference illustrations of teachers' completed sequence. So my completed sequence, event worksheets from a reading passage, so that they can just have an example. above grade level or masters will be assigned a more lengthy reading passage because students can read faster than lower or average students. And this one is Dinner Disaster, which is 860 words. And they'll be asked to analyze and evaluate the story on a deeper level. Differentiation product and tiered products. Approaching level group. Students will be given the following options to show their understanding of the passage. Number 1, make a poster of 3 key events from the reading passage. Number 2, draw a picture of 3 key events from the reading passage. Number 3, use interactive materials or manipulatives to cut out and glue illustrations from the story in the correct sequence they happened in the story. So make a poster, draw a picture, or use manipulatives to model their comprehension and their understanding of the story. And they may work with partners on that. At grade level or meets, students will complete a sequencing chain worksheet to write the events in order. There are 6 boxes that students will fill out. They may work with partners as well. Excuse me. Above grade level or masters. Students will complete a sequencing chain worksheet to write the events in order. There are 6 boxes that students will fill out, just like the meets. Additionally, students will be asked to think of a time when they went on an adventure or any significant experience they have had in their lives and write out 6 events from their experience in the order that they happened in their journal. Assessments, formative assessments. Approaching level group students will be given the following options to show understanding. I'm sorry. I'm reading the wrong thing right now. No, I'm not. My apologies. They'll do the same thing for the formative assessment that they did for the differentiation product. But obviously something maybe a little different, or just do it better, be more specific in their findings, if that makes sense. So they make a poster of 3 key events, draw a picture of 3 key events using interactive materials or manipulatives. Let's see. I just lied to you twice. They're not doing that. I have to apologize. We get out for Thanksgiving break on Friday. I started 3 new medications, and I'm trying to get myself together. So excuse me. Let me rewind. Assessments. After students have completed their formative assessments, students will take a quiz based on whatever reading passage they were assigned to read. The quiz will ask students to list the events from beginning to end. From the quiz, the teacher will be able to see if students fully understand how to comprehend and sequence events from their reading passage. If some students are having trouble, I can go back and review the content. Instructional methods. Opening. Before we start the lesson, the objectives will be read. Reading the objective gets students ready for instruction. Also gives them a goal to work toward. Asking questions and reviewing past instruction will also help get students ready to learn. Connecting the information to real-life events is a way to grab students' attention. Students will begin to use background knowledge. After reviewing the objective and instruction, I'll explain more about the lesson. Then I or the teacher will explicitly state to students they will read a short story based on their assigned groups and then illustrate their comprehension and understanding of sequencing events based on their assigned groups. On the smartboard, the teacher will show an illustration of a completed sequence event worksheet from a reading passage. This is, again, so that they will have something to see. They can see the goal, they can see what it's supposed to look like, because I'm visual as well. You can explain something to me the best way you know how, but if I can't see it, it's a problem. And kids, especially fourth graders, are just like that. They need to be able to see it so they know what they're supposed to do. On the smartboard, again, teacher will explicitly model what each group will be doing. So not only do I show them a completed one, I model one with them to show them how to do it. Not only what it looks like when it's done, but how to get it done. After students have completed assessments, they'll take a quiz based on whatever reading passage they were assigned to read. The quiz will ask students to list I just read that. I must have copied and pasted so many different things on this in different places. I'm so sorry. But this one is on the template, and I will upload it in the template so it's easy to read and understand, unlike this conversation. So that's all for the reading comprehension of literary text. Thank you for enduring that with me.